What markets reveal only after the damage. By the time everyone agreed on what had happened, it was already over. The losses were counted. The charts were drawn. The explanations felt clear. And yet, the most important information only appeared after the damage was done. To understand why this story matters today, we need to confront a difficult truth about markets. They do not reveal their structure during calm periods. They reveal it during stress. The behaviors that matter most stay hidden until they are forced into the open. For long stretches of time, markets appear stable, even transparent. Prices move predictably. Liquidity feels abundant. Risk seems measurable. During these periods, models perform well because reality cooperates. The system rewards confidence and punishes hesitation. But this apparent clarity is conditional. It depends on behavior remaining orderly. It depends on participants not needing to act at the same time. It depends on assumptions that are rarely tested, because testing them would require disruption. As a result, the most important characteristics of markets remain invisible. How quickly liquidity can disappear. How correlations behave under pressure. How incentives shift when losses persist. These truths cannot be observed safely. They emerge only through friction. This creates a dangerous illusion. Investors believe they understand the system because it behaves as expected. In reality, they understand only how it behaves when nothing is wrong. The moment conditions change, the map stops matching the terrain. When stress finally arrives, markets become honest. Structures reveal their limits. Dependencies surface. Relationships that seem stable break down. And these revelations do not arrive gently. They arrive alongside losses. What makes this so unsettling is timing. Insight arrives after consequence. Understanding follows impact. By the time clarity emerges, decisions have already been made under incomplete information. This is not a flaw in markets. It is their nature. They are adaptive systems shaped by behavior. They cannot be fully understood without being stressed. And stress, by definition, carries cost. The question is not why markets hide their truths. It is whether we remember what they reveal once the damage is past, because those lessons fade quickly. And calm has a way of making us forget. After the damage, explanations arrive quickly. Narratives form. Causes are named. Mistakes are isolated. In hindsight, everything appears obvious. The warning signs seem clear. The outcomes feel inevitable. But this clarity is deceptive. What markets reveal after stress is not just what went wrong, but what was unknowable before it happened. Certain relationships only exist under pressure. Certain behaviors only emerge when incentives shift abruptly. No model can fully capture these dynamics in advance because they depend on collective reaction. During calm periods, participants behave generously. Liquidity is offered freely. Risk is shared willingly. Disagreement is absorbed without consequence. These behaviors create the appearance of stability, but they are choices, not constants, and choices change under strain. Once losses accumulate, behavior tightens. Liquidity becomes selective. Risk tolerance collapses. Participants prioritize survival over efficiency. The market transforms from a cooperative environment into a defensive one. This transformation cannot be simulated accurately. It must be experienced. What becomes visible in these moments is structure. Who must sell? Who can wait? Who provides liquidity voluntarily? And who disappears instantly? These distinctions define outcomes, yet they remain hidden during normal times. After the event, frameworks are updated, assumptions are rewritten, stress tests are expanded. The system absorbs the lesson, but memory is short. As conditions normalize, urgency fades. The revelations lose emotional weight. What once felt essential begins to feel excessive. This cycle repeats because markets reward forgetting. Carrying the full cost of past damage feels inefficient during calm. Safeguards look unnecessary. Redundancies appear wasteful. The desire to move forward overwhelms the discipline to remember. But markets do not evolve linearly. They oscillate between calm and stress. And the truths revealed in stress remain true even when they are inconvenient. The damage does not teach us something new. It reminds us of something we already knew, but chose to ignore. And whether we remember it determines how prepared we are for the next time. After the damage, explanations arrive quickly, narratives form, causes are named, mistakes are isolated. In hindsight, everything appears obvious. The warning signs seem clear. The outcomes feel inevitable. But this clarity is deceptive. What markets reveal after stress is not just what went wrong, but what was unknowable before it happened. Certain relationships only exist under pressure. Certain behaviors only emerge when incentives shift abruptly. No model can fully capture these dynamics in advance because they depend on collective reaction. During calm periods, participants behave generously. Liquidity is offered freely. Risk is shared willingly. Disagreement is absorbed without consequence. These behaviors create the appearance of stability, but they are choices, not constants, and choices change under strain. Once losses accumulate, behavior tightens. Liquidity becomes selective. Risk tolerance collapses. Participants prioritize survival over efficiency. The market transforms from a cooperative environment into a defensive one. This transformation cannot be simulated accurately. It must be experienced. What becomes visible in these moments is structure. Who must sell? Who can wait? Who provides liquidity voluntarily? And who disappears instantly? These distinctions define outcomes, yet they remain hidden during normal times. After the event, frameworks are updated, assumptions are rewritten, stress tests are expanded. The system absorbs the lesson, but memory is short. As conditions normalize, urgency fades. The revelations lose emotional weight. What once felt essential begins to feel excessive. This cycle repeats because markets reward forgetting. Carrying the full cost of past damage feels inefficient during calm. Safeguards look unnecessary. Redundancies appear wasteful. The desire to move forward overwhelms a discipline to remember. But markets do not evolve linearly. They oscillate between calm and stress. And the truths revealed in stress remain true even when they are inconvenient. The damage does not teach us something new. It reminds us of something we already knew, but chose to ignore. And whether we remember it determines how prepared we are for the next time. The conflict deepens in the period that follows recovery, not during the crisis itself, but after stability returns. This is when the lessons revealed by damage begin to compete with the comfort of normality. As markets heal, prices recover, liquidity returns, volatility fades. The same structures that failed under stress begin functioning smoothly again. Slowly, confidence rebuilds. The urgency that once demanded change starts to feel exaggerated. This is where the most dangerous tension appears. The system now contains two truths, one revealed by damage and one reinforced by calm, and they contradict each other. The first says risk was deeper than expected. The second says everything is working again. Institutions respond by codifying lessons. New rules are written, buffers are added, limits are adjusted. But over time, these protections are tested against performance. If they reduce returns during calm periods, they are questioned. If they complicate execution, they are refined away. The memory of damage begins to fade not because it is denied, but because it is inconvenient. Carrying the full weight of past stress feels unnecessary when conditions appear stable. The market slowly relearns its old habits. What makes this phase so difficult is that both sides feel justified. The lessons from damage are real, but so is the pressure to remain competitive. Capital moves toward efficiency. Safeguards erode quietly. Redundancies shrink again. The system does not forget everything at once. It forgets selectively. The most costly lessons are the first to go, the ones that limit growth, the ones that slow decision-making. What remains are simplified versions of past warnings. This is how fragility rebuilds without anyone choosing it, not through recklessness, but through normalization. The extraordinary becomes ordinary again. The memory of stress turns abstract. By the time the next disruption arrives, the system remembers just enough to feel prepared, but not enough to truly be resilient. And that is when markets repeat themselves. The resolution arrives not as certainty, but as perspective. Markets do not hide their truths forever. They reveal them at a price. And once that price is paid, the information becomes available to everyone. What markets reveal after damage is not a prediction. It is a diagnosis. A snapshot of how the system actually behaves when incentives shift and pressure persists. These revelations are uncomfortable because they challenge assumptions that felt reliable during calm periods. The most important insight is not about timing or triggers. It is about structure. Who had flexibility? Who depended on continuous liquidity? Who could wait? And who was forced to act? These dynamics shape outcomes far more than headlines ever do. Once the damage passes, the temptation is to move on, to rebuild confidence quickly, to restore efficiency. But the real value lies in memory, in preserving the uncomfortable lessons that only stress can teach, because those lessons describe the system we actually have, not the one we prefer to imagine. Markets will always cycle between calm and disruption. That is not a flaw. It is how adaptive systems function. The risk lies in forgetting what disruption reveals once calm returns, in assuming that stability means safety rather than temporary alignment. The investors who endure are not the ones who predict every shock. They are the ones who remember how the system behaved the last time it was tested. They carry that memory forward, even when it feels unnecessary, even when it slows them down. Damage is never desirable, but it is informative. It exposes dependencies, incentives, and limits that cannot be observed any other way. The challenge is not learning these lessons once. It is retaining them long enough to matter, because markets will offer calm again. And when they do, they will quietly invite us to forget. So what do you think? Are we actually learning from what markets reveal after the damage? Or are we preparing to be surprised all over again? What